everyone. Today we will discuss about, can we make a computer think just like human does? Okay, so we are having so many technologies which are working towards this goal. You may have heard about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. These technologies are mainly working on the goal of making computers intelligent. So the computers which can act and think like human. So how far we have reached in these technologies? What could be the future of this artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning? So before discussing about this technology, we must have to know about how our brain does thinking, how human can think and act. What is the functionality behind our brain which make us think and act? Okay, so first we'll see about what is thinking. So basically, if I say thinking is one kind of cognitive activity which our brain does, basically by this activity we can sense the world around us. So we can perceive different things, we can identify different things and we can learn. So this thinking make us do different activities like recognizing faces of people. So we can identify faces of each and every people we meet. After some time, if we meet the same person again, we can remember their face. So that also one of the reason that will be provided by our brain, that we can remember things. Apart from that, we can do reasoning. Okay, so we can make sense of day and night just by observing that sun sets and rises time by time. So when sun sets, we will have a night. When sun rises, we are having day. So this kind of activities make us reason about different situations. So we can decide upon different situations, and most importantly, we human can show emotions. We can have sympathy, we can have empathy, which could be difficult when we want to program the same thing into machines, or we can say in computers. So our brain can do amazing activities by thinking and acting, which basically a main part of our human intelligence. So our human intelligence will be defined by the thinking and acting ability of our brain, and how our brain can recognize all these things. So basically the power of brain lies in the identifying different patterns which occur in our daily basis. So day to day life will see the different scenarios, we observe different scenarios, and then we human can learn different things. So that is basically learning process in our humans. Now if you can see an image, you can easily identify the object. So you can see from the screen, here we are having an image of a dog. So you can easily identify that this particular image is dog, because our brain is trained in a way to identify the object. But if the same image is shown to the computer, then how computer can recognize this image? So basically computer see the image as pixel values. So basically those are just numbers. Okay, and it may be there are different color channels like red, green and blue, as we are seeing a color image. So there is difference between our brain's processing and the computer's processing. Okay, the numbers are not natural to our brain. We mainly process different things by identifying patterns. Rather, computers process different things by identifying numbers. So there is this basic difference between computer and brain that we have to bridge by this kind of technologies which are artificial intelligence, deep learning and machine learning. So we need to make machines intelligent by providing different abilities in the machine, such as they can have more accurate results, they can just act and mimic the brain functionalities just as our brain does. Now if you are asked to find a square root of 5-digit number, that may be difficult for us at a time, will take time to find the square root of the number. But a simple calculator can does it very in a just blink of a second or in very little time. But our brain cannot do such kind of calculation very easily. So that is also one difference between our brain's processing and computer's processing, that numbers are difficult for us to identify. Now if you have heard about Shakuntala Devi or if you have seen the movie, she is known as a human computer. So she can do these things very easily. But that is also not by calculating the numbers, but it is also by identifying different patterns in the numbers. So this is also one example that how our brain works. So our brain's powers lies in the identifying different patterns in the different scenarios. Now let's just compare our brain with the computer. What are the good sides of our brain and what are the limitations of our brain, and similarly for computers. So if we talk about input-output processing and information processing, computing always wins, because computer has the highest speed to calculate all these things. They identify numbers very quickly, so computer can do this processing really fast than our brains. If we take the examples of different problem solving techniques, or if we take example of other things like language processing and recognition, our brain and computers are quietly comparable. So they are closely matched in this kind of functionalities. So we can easily mimic face identification, language processing into computers very easily. But if we think about activities such as language identification or language translation, or we can say consciousness, or we can say emoting our feelings, then our brain still wins. We cannot implement such kind of activities into computers very easily. So when we think about consciousness, basically that is very difficult to implement in machines or basically in computers. So now we will see that some of the functionalities which are closely matched with our brains, how can we implement those kind of things into computers by using technologies like machine learning and deep learning. So first we will see about what is artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so basically artificial intelligence is the superset of deep learning and machine learning, which provide us a way to make computers which can think and act just as humans. So artificial intelligence is the core technology, and in this particular technology we are having two sub technologies like machine learning and deep learning. So machine learning basically used to make computers learn. So it is used to induce learning into the computers so that computers can automatically work on different problems. And deep learning is the subset of the machine learning, and that basically use artificial neural network to mimic the functionality of the brain. So deep learning has the goal to provide the systems which can actually act just like our brain does. So still deep learning is evolving and find ways to make these things happen, but still we are working on so many problems. Now we will start with machine learning. We will take some example that how machine learning works, how machine learning can be used to mimic brain's functionalities, how machine learning is used to make learning into the computers. So let us just take an example of child. So when child grows, child can easily learn to identify different objects. So initially, let us just take example of fruits. Initially it is difficult for a child to identify different fruits, but gradually it will learn to identify fruits by their taste, their color, their size. So similar kind of functionality can we implement in the machines, or can we implement the same kind of algorithm into our computers so that computer can identify different fruits. So let us just take example of 3 fruits. I want to make an algorithm, or I want to make a program that can differentiate between cherry, apple and orange. Okay, so then how this can be possible with the algorithm? Okay, so here deep learning, machine learning comes into the part. So here what we'll do, we'll take these three fruits, cherry, apple and orange, and then we'll decide its different features. So we'll take two features basically, one is the color of the fruit and second is the size of the fruit. Now we'll make a rule base. So what kind of algorithm we'll make, we'll check that whether the color of the fruit is red and the size is small, the output will be cherry. If the color of the fruit is red and size is big, then I would say the output will be apple. And if I say the color is orange, then the output is orange. So this kind of simple algorithm can be implemented into computer so that computer can identify different fruits. So this is just a small example, but we can enlarge this kind of problems into the complex kind of to implement complex kind of functionalities, and machine learning will help to identify some of the scenarios that our brain will work on, and similar functionalities can be implemented into computers. Now there are different types of machine learning algorithms. So basically there are three algorithms which are used to implement this kind of functionalities into the computers. The first one is the unsupervised learning, the second one is the supervised learning, and third is the reinforcement learning. Now what is unsupervised learning? So unsupervised learning basically process the input data to get some output. Okay, so it is just like if you are given a box of different colors objects, you can easily group them just by their colors. If you don't know the name of the colors, still you can just group them by their different colors. Okay, so similar kind of thing we can implement into the computer. So we are not providing labeled data, we are just grouping the data according to their different features or the characteristics. The second type of algorithm is supervised learning. So it is kind of learning which we can implement in teacher and students. So teacher teach the student and student learns. So here we will input the data, so here based on the input and output, the output data will be predicted. So basically for prediction and classification, supervised learning will be used. And third type of learning is the reinforcement learning. So here we have an agent which will be trained on trial and error basis. So here some task is given to the particular agent which is the part of the algorithm. Then if the particular agent is successful in given task, then the rewards will be given, and if the agent is unsuccessful, then he has to do the work again. So that kind of algorithm is known as reinforcement learning. So here we are enforcing the learning criteria by repetitive actions. Okay, so if you are successful, then you will get reward, otherwise you have to do the task again. So this is about machine learning. It's very brief thing about machine learning. Now we will see about deep learning and how deep learning is different from the machine learning. So basically in machine learning, we have to provide features or the different characteristics of an object to be predicted by the algorithm or to be run by the algorithm. But in deep learning, we do not have to provide any kind of features, it just identifies features of the object by itself. So we can say deep learning is much more advanced than the machine learning, and it would much more easily mimic the functionalities of brain, because our brain learn by itself. We are not providing anything as an input. So we just observe different things and learns. So deep learning can be a very promising technology to mimic human brain. So here we just take an example of car and bike. So if we want to identify that if given an input, a car and bike image, This algorithm has to identify whether it is car or a bike. So if you are using machine learning algorithms, then you have to provide different features like a car has 4 wheels, bike has 2 wheels, dimensions of car are different, the bike's dimensions are different. You can also provide models and other things to be identified by the algorithm. But if we use deep learning, then we just have to train the particular algorithm by providing different images of car and different images of bikes. Then it will by certain type of convolutions or certain epochs, it will try to learn to identify whether the given image is a car or a bike. So that is the basic difference between machine learning and deep learning. Let us take one more example for the deep learning. Like if you want to identify whether the given image is of cat or dog. Now if we want to make a rule base by using machine learning here, there are so many similar features. Just as like cat has 2 eyes, dog also has 2 eyes, cat has 2 ears, dog also has 2 ears, dog has 1 nose, cat has also 1 nose. Even the colors of the dog and cat are quite similar. So here sometimes machine learning will fail to identify between cat and dog by just providing features. But if we are using deep learning if we provide larger data set of the cat images and dog images, the algorithm can easily learn to identify whether the given image is of dog or cat. So that is also one of the advantage of the deep learning, because deep learning learns by itself by different convolutions or different epochs. Now there are certain types of deep learning algorithms also, just as machine learning algorithm. So basically here we are having deep neural networks, convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks. Now deep neural networks are basically used for forecasting. The convolutional neural networks are used for images particularly. So if you want to do face recognition, or if you want to use the computer vision based technologies, then you can use convolutional neural network. And then we have a recurrent neural network. So whenever you want to process larger sequences, or if you want to process some kind of text, then you can use recurrent neural networks. Even you can make a hybrid model to provide functional by using both of the functionalities of convolutional neural network and recurrent neural network to both process image and text also. So you may have applications like image captioning or video captioning by using convolutional neural network and recurrent neural network. So let us just see few of the application of machine learning and deep learning. Now here I just want to say that there is no fine line between machine learning and deep learning, as deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So there are so many applications which are overlapped by both of the technologies. So you may find that one application is using both techniques, deep learning and machine learning, because it is just the approach which you are implementing in the particular problem solving method. Okay, so you can use deep learning also, you can use machine learning also, but basically whenever you have larger data set, then and only then your deep learning will work accurately. But for smaller database, it is much easier and much easier to use machine learning algorithms. So some of the application of the machine learning are, the very famous is autonomous cars or self-driving cars. So you may have heard about Tesla and Google Waymo, which are autonomous cars which can drive by itself. There is no driver needed in that kind of cars. Second application can be credit worthiness. So just the bank history is not enough to identify whether some person is credit worthy or not, if the person is eligible for the loan or not. So apart from that, we also need his financial status, his previous loan status and other things, just like his salary and other details of finances, so that we can predict that that particular person will be eligible for loan or not. So that kind of application can also be possible by using machine learning algorithms. The third thing is computer vision. So this can be used in the agriculture and the other departments. I will just take the example of agriculture. So you can have application which can take videos of the particular area and find weed growing in the particular area along with the crop. So if weed is growing along with the crop, that will be a biggest problem for the current growing crop. So you can identify the weed and remove it from the particular area. Then the third kind of application is question answer based application. So you may have heard about Quora, or you must have used Quora. So Quora is the question answer platform. So here machine learning is used to evaluate the upward and downwards, and by evaluating this upwards and downwards, the Quora will show you the best answer given by the particular person. So best answer is chosen by the Quora by using this machine learning techniques. The next application will be the disease prediction or the illness prediction in the hospitals. So that you must have heard about cancer prediction by using machine learning. So that could be one of the application. Then our social media. We can't forget about social media. So in social media you may have seen different posts appearing as advertisement into your particular profile that is based on your history of different shoppings and other sites. So according to your history, machine learning will easily identify your taste, and it will show the different kind of advertisement according to your history, browsing history basically. Then we have application in fashion industry also, the similar kind of application. We can make an application which will process your buying history, and according to your buying history it will show different suggestions of clothes and other things which you have browsed. And apart from that, it will also have some kind of application that will give you the suggestions, like if you have brought red dress, then along that red dress you can have red shoes or other jewelries which could be given as suggestions. Okay, so these are the few applications in which machine learning can be used. Let us just see briefly what could be the different applications of deep learning. So there are many applications which are overlapping in machine learning and deep learning both. So just as we have taken example of self-driving car. So in self-driving car, the computer vision part can be implemented by deep learning. Similarly, we have language translation or automated translation. So if you want to translate one language into another language, deep learning will come as a rescue. So you can translate like English to French or French to English as the particular algorithm has been trained. The next is the customer experience. Okay, so basically most of the application, if you have used Zomato or Myntra or anything, you may have chatted with the chatbots. So initially your customer care will be provided by chatbots, and most of the answers will be automatically answered by chatbots. So that is also the application of deep learning. Then you have the image captioning, so face recognition basically. So you may have seen in Google Photos or Facebook the face identification functionality is there. So that is also a deep learning technique by which you can identify the faces. Then we have a language identification. So the different languages can be identified, even the handwriting recognition will be one of the application of the deep learning. Now there are so many applications, so can we really say computers can think? Still, just think about it. Can we say computers can really think? Let's just take two scenarios. The first scenario is you may have application just as personal assistant which will automatically handle your household appliances. So you have a personal assistant which can turn off and turn on the lights of your particular room, or the particular assistant can also switch on or switch off the TV and the other household appliances. But what if that particular device is disconnected from the internet? Whether it will work? or not. Second scenario, let's just talk about in future we may have prosthetic legs which will be implemented by using this kind of technologies. So, which can be used by handicapped to walk and do different functionalities. So, suppose that particular person who is using this prosthetic leg crossing the road, and at the particular point the internet is disconnected, by which the particular leg, prosthetic leg that we are talking about, it is which getting data from the internet. Now, whether the person can walk. So, these are few limitations of the technologies, that we still need connectivity to do different things. Now, our brain is so amazing that we will do this day to day activity without any kind of connectivity. We do not need any external power, we do not need any external connectivity, or we do not need any external memory to store our data or to process our data, but computer does need all these things. So, still we are much far than achieving this goal. So, still we have to work on these technologies so that we can mimic the functionalities of brain, or we can replicate this particular functionalities of brain into the computers. Maybe in future we can work upon all these things and achieve this particular goal, and we can make computers think. But right now we are still working on the particular problem. Now, just think, like, if you are successful and computers have consciousness, then what if computers are conscious, and what if computers just work and act as just our human being? That will be an advantage for the society or disadvantage for the society. So, just keep thinking. Here I complete my discussion. Thank you for your attention.